Hello, my name is Jordan Thomas, and today I will be presenting about fast fashion. The fashion and textile industries have historically been the most powerful, influential, and lucrative businesses in the entire world. This is no sign of slowing or stopping, as according to the stock market, the fashion industry alone pulled in over $1.7 billion. This is due to the fashion industry becoming a place for artists and people alike to express their ideas, innovations, creativity, and personality, along with the status. Although many people do not attribute status to fashion, fashion is inherently status. Think about popular trends nowadays and how trends often dictate the popularity of something or someone. If you are not part of the trend, you are anti-trend, and thus you are uncool. This has pushed consumers to push and push and push for new trends, new media, and new fashion. This has inherently hurried up the cycle of fashion and created an unsustainable force for most people to follow. I know that I like to pinch a penny, and you must too, as many people look to fast fashion to participate in trends without spending a fortune. Though fast fashion had humble beginnings and noble intentions, the background and process for fast fashion is often dark and overlooked. Sometimes the price point does not match what you're actually being charged. In Cut of the Cloth, we discussed the effects of fast fashion and the background of fast fashion. Pollution is one of the main issues of fast fashion, as it produces 8 to 10% of global wastewater, while producing 9.5% of municipal solid waste in America every year. This solid waste stays in landfills for years and years, taking up space and reducing the amount of decomposition around them, as well as using hazardous amounts of chemicals such as lead and zinc, which have been noted to produce CO2. Factory life is not all too great either, as it produces unsafe work conditions for workers. Little to no building codes are enforced, with many workers being cramped into small buildings with low ventilation while being exposed to harmful chemicals. This and unfair pay, with most individuals making under $4.50 a day. The most heinous fact being that child labor is enforced and recommended in some countries, many children being taken out of school to work in textile factories, where they are exposed to harmful chemicals and forced to work heavy machinery such as industrial machines. This is unsafe and unfair. But do not fret, since fast fashion can quickly be reduced if put in the proper work. In Resewn, we discuss many ways to reduce fast fashion in your personal life and how to better sustainably live. In Buy Less, we discuss ways to buy less work or fashion. An easy way is to simply buy less. If you cannot do that, you should simply buy quality over quantity. This will reduce the amount of clothes bought, but also increase the wear in those clothes. Buy staples, not trends. Trends are fleeting, but staples are forever. Look for reputable and sustainable brands. This is down to the individual consumer, but can easily be spotted due to labels on the clothes or individual research. Develop a wearable wardrobe. Though wearable is often interchangeable and often misconstrued, wearable means that you can wear multiple pieces every day and still have a cohesive closet. An easy way to do this is to participate in the 30-day wear challenge. This asks the consumer to ask themselves if the piece of clothing will last 30 wears and 30 washes. If it can, proceed and buy. If it can't, do not buy. If you can simply not buy less, then you should rewear. Shopping in thrift stores such as Goodwill, ThredUp, Poshmark, Etsy, and eBay are great ways to reduce textile waste and not contributing to fast fashion, as oftentimes fast fashion is already in thrift stores. You do not need to buy it yourself. This will reduce textile waste. Recycling and upcycling clothing is a great way of reducing fast fashion, as it also reduces the use of textiles and creates unique pieces that can be reworn over and over again. And repairing and not rebuying clothes will reduce fast fashion as well, as you will be able to use the same piece of clothing multiple times even after it breaks. The last way to reduce fast fashion is to shop locally, as it will often be a unique experience local to you. It will also increase local economy and help out local stores. If fast fashion is not overcome or at least reduced by a great sum, I hate to tell you, but the future trends are not looking too good. In the new trend, we discussed the environmental and societal impacts of fast fashion in the future. In the environment, wastewater will double, poisoning nearby communities and ecosystem. The untreated water will seep into the ground and continue to affect those communities for years and years to come. Carbon emissions will continue to rise and contribute to the greenhouse effect, thus contributing to climate change and global warming as a whole. As according to the Washington Post, many people used fast fashion as a way to get rid of the COVID. Many people will continue to use fast fashion to contribute to themselves. Textile waste will continue to overflow landfills, and thus contributing to a blockage in landfills and production in landfills itself. Societally, it will grow the economy by growing 5.91%, though this percent is often interchangeable but highly radical, as 30 years ago it was a much lower number. It contributes to the growing consumer culture. This consumer culture forces people to keep spending to enable to stay cool or keep up with the latest trends. This lessens the amount of the dollar, but also makes one want more and more and more. And finally, it will make the wearers and workers sick by continued exposure to chemicals. These chemicals in clothes are found in many places, but most certainly they are found in the clothes. One website dictated that a children's coat was found with 21% more lead than recommended. This is hazardous and sickness and will continue to keep happening if we do not stop fast fashion. The fast fashion seems cheap. The price of fast fashion is growing ever so steep. I must ask my audience now, is the price of that coat really what you're being charged?